And we are live. Welcome back, everyone, to Is Your Six Covered? Appreciate you showing up. And today we're going to have some fun, as we do on most every chat. So we got something pretty cool. We got a Thunder Beast suppressor for you guys to check out. And Ray's getting some calibers and actually utilizing the Thunder Beast Ultra 7 to kind of give you a representation of the differences of how massive this thing is. So depending on what you're trying to do, you have the ability to suppress the noise or the sound down, as well as still have the muzzle brake as well. So I think you guys will be impressed, but let's jump out here real quick. Talking Rock is first. Congratulations, Talking Rock. You beat everybody in. Let's see, we got TB's out there. He says, hit the thumbs up button for Rick and let us all help his channel grow to heights that will blow Rick's mind. I appreciate that, TB. Rick has to do both West Coast and East Coast timelines, where he is in California right now, and he hosts both time zones. That's right, TB. I'm hosting both time zones, my friend. Let's see what else we got out here. We got Joaquin Chuck Nava's out there. Doug B. Jackson, conservative sniper hunter. Ramsey Country's out there. Jason Fisher, Jason Hunt, and Keith Gregory so far. Appreciate you guys showing up. We have, Pontius Pilot's in there. Miss Pontius Pilot. Can't do that. Appreciate it. But we also have X-Ring. And we will go ahead and there he is. The man, the myth, the
Nutty Professor.
The Nutty Professor.
This is going to be this will be a good chat tonight. And what's up, Pontius? I just responded to your comment. I appreciate it. He sent a comment talking about he tried the D-Tax and had some good success with them, and he's going to take them out to 1,100 yards.
Awesome, man! Congratulations.
Yeah,
I think
he said he thinks his half minute with his RPR. I think he can definitely do that.
Heck yeah.
So, on tonight's topic of conversation, let's talk about suppressors, because I got a new one, and it's a big one. A really big one. All right, so I don't know how well versed you guys are on suppressors, but okay, so this is a Thunder Beast Ultra 7. It is probably one of the best suppressors that I've ever used. Very versatile. I have these in 223 and like in 6.5, and I love them. I think they're great. I have one in 6 millimeter as well. But I got a set of calipers here because I got a new one I want to do some comparisons with. So the Thunder Beast measures 7 inches on the button. It's 7 inches in length.
Hence the Ultra 7.
And the diameter is 1.46. That is a very good and effective suppressor, especially if you're a long-range shooter, which is going to bring up another topic, which is suppressor versus muzzle brake. Right?
Yeah.
This is titanium baffles, and a suppressor will help mitigate recoil, but not like a muzzle brake will. Okay. But there's something that a lot of people fail to talk about, and that is the recoil impulse is completely different. And I can't read the chats while I'm trying to do this, but if something interesting comes up, just let me know. But with a muzzle brake, you're going to get a very sharp, abrupt recoil. That's what you're going to get out of it. You're also going to get a little bit of a headache. I was talking about the suppressor. Whereas a suppressor has more of a push. It's more of a longer delay, okay? It's got a completely different feel to it.
Yeah.
The problem with shooting this in a PRS match or anything that sustained fire, if you get, let's say you're shooting a 6.5, you get a 10 to 15 shot string, you are really going to have a problem with Mirage, okay? It's going to be so bad. It's going to be like your worst day of seeing Mirage. Hence, you have the suppressor covers, okay? Because that helps cut down on the Mirage, also keeps you from burning yourself. Now let's compare this Thunder Beast side by side to one of the largest suppressors other than 50s that I own, and it is the Silencer Co. Hybrid. I know the lighting's kind of bad. Let me try to hold it here. So the Silencer Co. Hybrid is freaking long. It's touted as if you could have one can, the do-it-all can, it would be the Silencer Co. Hybrid.
Heavy though.
It's non-user serviceable, just like Thunder Beast. You can't take it apart or anything else. Rifles, they do build up some carbon, but they kind of clean themselves out with pressures. This one right here has a lot of different options. I mean, the Thunder Beast, you've got what you've got. You can order it in a direct thread, or you can order it with their CB brake, which that's an effective brake. It works really well. It's not a 4-port comp or anything like that, or muzzle brake. But this Silencer Hybrid, man, it is heavy. Okay, it's got a lot of weight to it, and you can shoot anything from 22 all the way to 45-70 government through here.
With
so I mean,
right
you can put. Well, it comes with the big cap.
Oh, okay.
So you can shoot anything through there. And I've actually hung this off of a 22. You can hang it off of a 9mm or a 45. It's a lot of can to be hanging on a pistol. But it's nice. They do have a quicker release mount, or a fast attach, if you will, that locks so it doesn't work itself off. And you can change the end cap out. Now, I haven't reviewed this yet. Some of you guys will probably be interested. By the way, the calipers, I didn't grab the longer set, but this is over 8 inches long. This is about 8.5 inches long, okay? The diameter on this compared to the Thunder Beast, this is a 1.54 inches, okay? 1.54, and the Thunder Beast is 1.46. Am I boring you guys to death yet? All right, so here's another one. This is a really good one.
You see
I haven't reviewed it yet.
Mambo.
But this is the rugged Radiant 7.62, and I'm very impressed with this suppressor. It's full auto rated. The other ones, like the Thunder Beast, no, you're not going to do that. You got to watch your heat on that. But this is another really large can, but this is the 7.62, and it's modular, so you can take it apart. Now, I have shot it in the short configuration, and on a 6.5 Creedmoor, it hurts. Isn't that right, Rick?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say it's not even.
I wouldn't even. You might as well just freaking red Loctite the threads of that thing, because it's too damn loud.
This would be very, very effective and very good on a 300 blackout. But man, I'll tell you, on a 6.5 Creedmoor, this thing hurts.
It's a nice suppressor though when it's all together.
Yeah, and it is a nice suppressor in the full length configuration. They do have their. Oh, just a second. I don't have this attached to a rifle, but of course.
What is that one running about? 12?
Yeah, about $1,200. But that's a funky looking brake or attach. I mean, it's short and stubby. It's just funny looking. I don't know.
That's pre-green.
I didn't say I didn't get the job done. I just said it was short and stubby. Okay. So
it's a goofy looking muzzle brake, I'll be honest.
But yeah, very, very good can. I've tested these a lot. You do have a removable end cap. However, you do have to have this little plastic Delrin tool on here to remove it. Otherwise, there's no other way to interface on that little flower pattern. But enter the new one. I haven't even had a chance.
Weights wise, everybody, we didn't put any weights to it. I can tell you the Thunder Beast is pretty light. That one there, that one's heavier than hell. What's that one called?
Okay, this length is 7.8. So it's shorter than the Silencer Co.
That one's really heavy. Which one's lighter?
That's the Silencer Co. Hybrid. Of these two, the rugged is a little lighter.
Okay, I figured so.
Now, I'm going to put these on the table so you can see them here in just a minute. So I just got a new one. So for those that kind of follow the channel, you kind of knew I was waiting on one, and it just showed up today. And okay, so here we go. So for Silencer Co. Hybrid, Rugged Radiant 762. Thunder Beast Ultra 7. Okay, so you guys can see that. Good comparison.
Yep.
Can anyone guess? Anyone guess? This is the new Area 419 Maverick. Okay. And let me get this out of the way so I'm not obstructing the view so much. And Area 419 makes some unbelievable products. They do. If you're a precision rifle shooter, there's no way you've never heard of Area 419. And the packaging, and this is the first look. I haven't done a video on this or anything else. I'm going to let you guys see this. It comes in a really, really nice package. Actually, very similar to our suppressor box.
Yeah.
And it's kind of modular. Now, what they've done is they have integrated the ability to have not only a suppressor, but also a brake integrated into the suppressor if you so choose. So it's very, very modular. You guys are probably familiar with the Hellfire muzzle brake. Now, guys, this is large, really large. I'm going to show you a comparison here in just a second. But there's one piece on here that is, it's all left-handed threads. There's one piece that's serial numbered, and that's this midsection right here. This piece right here will have all of your serial number, caliber, and everything else. You can see the gold there on the bottom, and you can kind of see how they've kind of coned that aperture. So that's one piece of it. Here is the end cap for the full length. It's not an end cap, it's actually a modular section. You can screw these according to your needs, screw these on. Then you have one that it's basically just an aperture reducer. That's all it is. And then, of course, you have this if you want to run it where you're getting the best of both worlds. A little bit of reduction with good recoil mitigation. Guys, this thing is freaking huge, okay? I had no idea. So when I first heard the numbers and that it was beating out the Thunder Beast cans, I was like, that's a pretty big claim. After seeing it, I believe it because this thing is huge. I'm going to go ahead and put it alongside of these other ones that I showed you. And there it is.
Jeez.
That's in the full-length long configuration. Now, when you have in that configuration, you cannot add this piece to it.
Too bad your cell service bars didn't look like that.
You're so funny. But, let's see here. The diameter. Okay, this is where it gets interesting. So, remember, Thunder Beast, 1.46. Rugged Radiant, 1.48. Silencer Co. Hybrid, 1.54. The Area 419 Maverick, 1.72. This video doesn't do justice.
So that's almost 1 3/4 inches wide.
It is almost 1 3/4. 1.7230 is what I'm getting.
And it's ribbed.
But I can see it being very effective. Now, I don't foresee myself using, and it's very light. It's of all of these in this full length configuration, it's slightly heavier than the Thunder Beast, but it's lighter than those other ones. So it is a full titanium can, but I have a feeling what I'm going to be doing is using it. It also comes with a nice thread protector as well. Yeah, Brian, I haven't seen that cover yet. I have not seen it. So I'm going to go check it out. I did get a cover for this, but I will probably be using this suppressor in this configuration right here. Give me just a moment. Get all this set up.
I'd like to see it on a rifle.
Yeah, I think on like the 6 arc, and I did get this in 6.5. On the 6 arc, I'll be using this configuration right here, just enough to take the edge off. And
how long
on this? What's that?
Oh, there you go. I was just going to ask you what you're doing right now.
5.4 inches. So you're not going to get a lot of sound reduction. You'll get a little bit of sound reduction, but you will get a lot of muzzle taming ability or recoil reduction. You can also add that middle section, which actually reduces it a little bit more if you just, if you wanted to go with something that did knock down the edge a little bit. And so what I did was I unscrewed that. And what it essentially does is, you guys see that aperture there? You see how large it is? You can add that one little tiny section.
What's up, Tim?
I don't want to bore you guys to death, but if you're into suppressors, you'll find it interesting. That's going to reduce it. Remember, it's a left-handed thread. And then you put this on here. And this is probably going to be the best configuration, I would think. Probably the best, if you're wanting to keep the muzzle bright.
Yeah.
And
that's probably 7 inches. 8 inches, 7?
6.6. So I think that's a good option. And the other thing is it also comes with a selection. If you guys do have the Area 419, like the Hellfire, this is what screws onto the gun itself. And so this will self-center onto that. Okay. So all the Area 419s have this as a base. And you guys can see that basically it works like a forcing cone. So it's going to center everything up. I'm not a big fan of this really sharp edge on the backside, but you're going to have that in almost all of them. Even on the Thunder Beast, you're going to have a sharp edge. There's no, there's no taper to it or anything. It's not really that big of a deal, but if you were to poke through an opening or a hole, that's something that can drag on the backside.
Yeah, that's why you got to have 80W90.
Yeah, so, I figured it was something to talk about since I just got it and I haven't had a chance to even put it on a rifle or anything.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I haven't seen any videos really out on that yet.
No, there's not a lot out there. So I think it'll be pretty cool when I can take it out to the range and review it. Maybe tomorrow, I don't know, but I'm trying to juggle a lot of different things right now.
Ramsey Country saying, waiting for ammo. No, Velto.
Ammo. So hit the market. I have not even heard that. I don't know what that is.
Let's see. Jack's out there. Motorboaters out there. John Townley.
So I went ahead and ordered this as well. These are made by Coltac, and they are specifically made for the Maverick. And it's configurable depending on how you're going to run this. So if you're going to run it, let's say this configuration.
Oh, those are covers.
Yeah, these are covers. So now.
Oh, I see what you got going.
Now you see what I got going on, but you can run them both together for the full length if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Almost there.
I guess it'll be nice to see how that turns out. How quiet it works and all that good stuff.
Well, either way, I'm going to enjoy it at this point. I've already bought it.
For sure.
So. There you go. Look at it. Pig in a blanket.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It is nice that it's still got the comp on the end.
Yeah.
Very true, Tim.
A lot of these have been showing up in the matches. I know that I was talking to the guys at Area 419, and I think they said in the last 4 or 5 matches that these have been being run by the top 5 shooters in those matches. So you're starting to see more of them because you typically don't see a lot of suppressors in PRS. You'll see some, but not as much as you see in these rec matches and whatnot.
Yeah. That's awesome. So it comes with the cover then.
No, it does not come with a cover.
Oh, you got to pay for that as well.
Oh, the ammo novel. Yeah, sorry, you threw me off. No, that's the bad MF. That's the bullet and data management folder. Or the Sherpa. But yeah, no, I'm actually in talks right now. I'm kind of moving away from letting someone else kind of do it on their own. I think we're going to do it ourselves. I think that's the only way to kind of control what goes out there. We've made some modifications to it since the last time you guys saw it. It's better, and I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be good.
It's already the 2.0 version.
Yeah, well, you got to remember, 2.5 weeks, and I had a chance to put some more thought into it. Someone had a great suggestion. I took them up on that suggestion, and the sides, instead of having those nasty D rings, we did integrate QD attach points into that, so that whether you need your sling or not, you can carry it with that. So that was a great idea, and yeah, we're going to go through with that.
Yeah, you'll have your sling if you need it.
That's right. You got a way to carry it. Whether you want to use a sling or not on the bag, that's up to you, but at least it gives you a way.
But for some people, they'll have to have 2 slings.
No, I wanted to add the Diet Coke holder, but we couldn't get it to fit.
How about 3T? You got any like little sugar packet holders in there and some?
You know what? You need a milk crate. That's what you need.
Tea packet. I don't know. The last competition, I thought it felt like I was carrying a milk crate around because my ammo was just sitting in the bag, rattling and making noise.
Yeah. So while we're on the topic, I think this is really good because someone actually pointed out in the video. How many people you have on the chat?
35. Quiet tonight. It's 35.
Late. Yeah. So someone commented on the video and they said that they noticed that my muzzle brake was not straight on the 6 arc. And that is by design. A lot of people don't realize that if you're a right-handed shooter and you have a left to right twist in your barrel, your compensator or your muzzle brake is typically going to work better at the 12:30, 1 o'clock position than it will at straight up and down. Now, that's not a farce. That's not some guy making it up. This is a known thing, so much so that even Surefires, a lot of their comps will have it clocked, and they call it neutral, and they'll show you exactly how you're supposed to time it based on what type of shooter you are, if you're right-handed, blah, blah, blah. So JP Enterprises also does the same thing. They will recommend it. I actually have a factory barrel where it's already clocked at 1 o'clock because, believe it or not, when you're shooting really quickly, if you shoot it with a pistol, you're going to, if you ever hold one lightly, you'll notice that based on the twist, it'll actually twist on you. By rotating it, it helps mitigate that twist. So they're not always meant to be run at 12 o'clock straight up and down. You can do that, but you could probably make it more effective by rotating it just a little bit. So that's not I thought it was a well-known fact, but the gentleman that commented had no idea, and I was like, yeah, many owner's manuals will actually suggest that to run it in the 12 to 1 o'clock position.
Yeah, it drives people with ADD crazy, I think.
Yeah, it will. And that was one of the hardest things for me to get over, especially on the JP. It was like, man, I don't like this thing being off to the side, but it does help. It is more effective. If you ever want to find out for yourself, what you can do is just do like double taps on paper and just use like a dot or something that's bright on your scope. If you've got an adjustable dot or something where you can turn it up and just see what that recoil impulse does. Okay. Like on a double tap, what it's doing. Typically they're going to climb no matter how good the muzzle brake is, but they will typically also pull to a certain direction and you'll see it hop and you'll see those strings happen. By rotating it or clocking it, you can help that quite a bit.
Is that why the gangbangers turn it sideways?
No, that's not why they turn it.
You get cranky.
I'm not cranky.
No, that's not why. That's not why they do that. That's not why they do that. I got my name tag on today. I wrote it upside down. I did pretty well, except for the K. I had to figure out which way I was supposed to be going.
Hey, Joaquin, Sam is only doing the prototype. That's it. We're actually contracting a company out of California. That's the plan anyway, is contracting this company out of California to actually sew them for us. They'll get the prototype. We'll get geez, I hate to say it. No, I don't mind saying it. This is a cool
Yeah.
type of cover. This has stitching that I really, really like. Their products, their ammo novels done really nicely, but basically finding a company that does it for a living to actually do the stitching is what we want.
No, that's cool, man. Motorboater, Random Country. We got otters out there. Buy some 50. What's up, Thomas Rowland? Guys are coming in here. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? I think we're good for now. Appreciate you showing up. We were talking about suppressors. If you just showed up, Ray just got a new one from Area 419.
The Maverick.
It is. I would have called that. I would have renamed that the Big Son Bitch. That's what I'd name that thing.
No, there's no doubt this is going to be an effective suppressor. There's another saying that I always say in the silencer world. It's a bigger muffler. You get a bigger muffler, you can make it quieter. I had no idea it was this large.
It's got more air. What do they call that? Air volume?
Yeah, you're definitely going to have more internal volume for sure, and it's going to give you more time and more area to cool those gases.
$1,200, I think.
Yeah, it's 1,200 on these, I think. No, 15, isn't it?
I don't remember.
No, it might be 12. I don't know. I don't even remember.
The Thunder Beast, all those are right in there, depending on give or take a couple of bucks. Displacement. That's a good answer, Kevin. Yes.
Did you tell everybody the good news about you getting one?
No, because I haven't officially got one yet.
No, you got it.
I got well, you tell them. You know more of the story than I do.
So basically, Rick was trying to find a Thunder Beast Takedown 22, and he actually, I mean, you pretty much placed the order, right? You placed the order and said,
yeah,
I want to get it here immediately. Yeah, well, I guess they were unobtainium through this dealer, and I was able to procure him one, getting it transferred this week, and so he'll have it.
Yeah, then I can start my
I'll have it. He can use it when I'm around.
Yeah, the starting my process. So I got to start the process on that. The other Thunder Beast, actually Ray has a version of it right there, the Ultra 7. I ordered it in 30 cal.
Hey, yeah, give everybody your thoughts on that. Maybe that'll help give them some guidance, because I tried to tell you, just like the 60-degree bolt, and you wouldn't listen to me.
Hashtag you're a dick.
Yes, I am.
So I ordered, well, and this was a good thing, I guess. Depending on how many of these you are going to obtain in your lifetime. But I had ordered the Thunder Beast Ultra 7 in a 30 cal. So I could shoot 30 cal, 6.5 Creedmoor, 6mm, blah, blah, blah. Now, I did put the Ultra 7 30 cal up against the Ultra 7 6.5. There was a difference to the ear. It wasn't like it was so close that you couldn't tell without having a sound meter. There was a difference. Half of me wishes that I would have bought the 6.5, but the other half of me says, it's the first one, right? I want to be able to put it on more stuff. So I have that one coming. That's almost out of jail, I believe. I think maybe a month-ish, I should have that one in my hand. I actually can drive around with it and carry it and utilize it and anything else. And then I was like, okay, I want to get the process started on these. So then I ordered the Takedown 22 that from Thunder Beast, and it sounded like there might be one coming available soon, so I put in the order. That didn't show up for months and months. So then we did testing on the Silencer Co. Switchback, and that one actually beat out the Thunder Beast. So I ordered one of those because Scott, hopefully you're watching this, you made it sound like I could have that thing like next day. So I gave him $400 for that one. Like, get it going, let's do this. And it still hasn't showed up yet. So I have 2 of those waiting to even show up, and then Ray just finally, luckily, got me the 22 takedown. So I'll have 4 of those. 3 of them will be 22 long rifle, which will be cool. Be able to put them on pistols and rifles and turn my little, which is going to work really good if I end up buying that property, because I'm going to be running little, when the boys come over, we're going to be running little mini 22 long rifle PRS matches. So
yeah. So TB asked a really good question. I know there's a lot of people on here that probably already know the answer to this. If you don't, then you'll just learn how this process works. So basically, if you want to get your FFL or your federal firearms license, you gotta do the packet, your fingerprints, photographs, blah blah blah. Okay. We're not even going to talk about the trust. We're just answering the FFL question, because the question is basically, if you have an FFL, do you have to not wait on suppressors? And that is not correct. If you have an FFL, you are not going to be able to get suppressors. You have to, after you have obtained your FFL, apply for your SOT, your special occupational tax. And there are different levels of FFLs. You've got manufacturer's license, like a 72 or a 63, which is a dealer, or destructive devices. There's a whole slew of them. Bighorn, I saw that. I like that too. So you have to already have an FFL.
This one's better.
After you had the FFL, then you can apply for your SOT. Once you apply for your SOT and you get your SOT license, if I want a suppressor, let's just say we're going to pretend that I'm an FFL SOT and I'm set up with, let's say, Area 419. And I call them like, hey guys, I need to get 2 Mavericks on the way. They're going to file what they call a Form 3. A Form 3 is a dealer-to-dealer transfer, which does not require the $200 tax stamp, because it's going from one SOT to another SOT. Right now, okay, so I filed 7 suppressors yesterday and got them back this morning from ATF. So if you're doing e-forms, it can be a day, but it can be up to 3 or 4 days, 5 days. I've seen it as long as 5 days, depending on their workload. So if I order it from Area 419, which that's exactly what I did. If I order this from 419, they sent in the paperwork on Thursday on e-forms. It was approved Friday afternoon, and because of Labor Day, I didn't get it till today. So this is what it is. Now, this is not going to be sold. There were no plans for that, but no, I didn't have to wait. But you have to have those 2 things, the FFL and the SOT.
Good information. But you are paying for everything else. So
yeah, now hidden pneumatist, it's special occupational tax is what they call it. You have to already have an EIN number. What's that?
I was saying hi to Hidden.
Yeah, you have to have an EIN number, and you'll usually get that once you get your FFL and you've got an LLC going. You have to have an LLC before you can even apply for a license. They want to know that you're a business. Don't ever put on there this is for collecting purposes or anything like that, that you'll be denied your FFL if you try to just say, I'm just trying to better my own personal collection or anything like that, or get a good deal. And be diligent with your paperwork.
Ramsey Country started night shifts tonight. Boo. That sucks, buddy. Of course, you're always working nights anyways. I mean, let's see. Sorry for the 180-degree question, but just remembered after asking some stupid one the other day, barrel life on the 6mm versus a 6.5.
Okay, so there were some people that have commented on the video that Rick and I and Matt put out, and I will tell you, regardless of what people say, that number is going to vary depending on how hard you run the rifle. If you are shooting a 6.5 Creedmoor and you're going to a match and you're running, 15 round stages in 90 seconds, and you're running through that many rounds, you go right to the next stage, the barrel hasn't cooled down, and you're running, 12 rounds in 90 seconds, that's being hard on the barrel, okay? if you're just the guy that's going out there to the range, he's shooting around, he's looking at where it hits, and he's, a minute between shots, you're not running the barrel that hard, as long as you give it some time to cool. If you're running a barrel decently hard, a 6.5 Creedmoor, from what I've witnessed, this is firsthand, you're going to get about 2,500 to 3,000 rounds out of it, depending on how hot you load it, how hard you're running it, and how hot you're loading it. Are you at that upper end of the max pressure? The 6mm arc is a completely different animal. It does not fall under what you would think with 6 Creedmoor, okay? You're using a different powder. You're not using H4350, and you're not getting that heat right there in the throat. So the dog is not happy. I had 3 bears here last night, so 3 big old bears, actually.
Get him, Bailey. Get him, Bailey.
Yeah, one of them actually had a party with my garbage can and just did like this and threw it. And I mean, I had stuff strewn everywhere. Anyway, enough about that. It was actually on the back porch too. But the 6 arc should, even if it's run hard, you should still get about 3,000 to 3,500 rounds out of it. Now, a lot of people are saying, where are you getting this number from? I think Kenny's going to be able to answer that a little more. What's the word for it? First, I've never pushed one that far. He has, as far as the rounds in a barrel. So he would be better suited to answer that.
I sent him a text with the link if he gets bored.
Yeah. I want to tell you guys, that 6 arc has been a joy to shoot. In all fairness, not so sold on it in the gas gun. Kenny and I were having some conversation. I think the freeboard's a little off in it. And the reason I state this is...
Did you say freeboard?
The freebore.
Oh, freeboard.
So
okay.
basically, if you're loading the mag length for the 6 arc, it's like it doesn't like that big of a jump. If you run them long in single feed, and I know this is going to be firsthand knowledge, you run them longer, like I'm doing in the bolt gun, and the groups start to shrink. So I have, and see, somebody today that I spoke with said, yeah, but I'm going to try the 105 burgers. You got to try them. I was like, I already did it. I got a whole box of 100 of the 105 burgers. Didn't have any luck with those. I do have the Sierra 110s. I was working on that today, but I never got around to it. I was cutting grass.
What was the last one? It was the 108?
The 110 Sierras.
110, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of options with those rounds. That's what makes it cool.
Yeah,
Lots of different abilities. What the hell's wrong with my face? There's something going on right here.
Okay, so I'm seeing some bad information here on SOT and stuff like that. It's not always these numbers that we're seeing out here. Like Danny commented, SOT is $1,000 per year. Those numbers can vary. I don't know if it shouldn't vary by state or anything like that. But like your FFL, like it's cheaper to get a manufacturer's license than it is a dealer license. A dealer license is $200, and a manufacturer's license is $150. So that's that part of it. The SOT, let's see, with SOT doesn't make it easier to own a full auto gun. You have to have one pretty much if you're going to get a post sample with a law letter. But yes, it does, unless you want to get something that's a pre-86, which I think somebody commented on here. I saw something about 86. Let me try to find it again.
It's right here.
Post
86 machine guns. That one?
Yes and no. That is exactly right. They do belong to the business. However, if that business goes out, if you have a pre-sample, which there were pre-samples, and it's not a post-sample, then that can actually be transferred out to an individual. So you're going to see
big money.
I think samples fall under that May 86 or whatever. matter of fact, I just got rid of two pre-samples not long ago, and they were pre-sample saws, and they were transferable. They will become transferable once that FFL is killed. The money
Wow.
higher because a pre-sample like that, you'll get 50K or so for those. It's a whole different world. It really is. It's good to get into. It can be a good investment if you know what you're doing. Especially if you can get in with some agencies that are retiring their guns. Let's say you get an agency that's got 10 HK 416s and they just don't want them anymore. They don't have the parts, the service, whatever. They're going to move on to a different thing. If you can get those, and even though they're post samples, those values have went up, and you could literally buy those for pennies on the dollar. Part out the bolt carrier group, part out the bolts, part out the upper and the part. You're going to get all your money back and then some.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, because the guys that do have them need the parts to keep them running, right?
A whole lot. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you can find, be careful buying from agencies if they switched them out. Like if you find some HK90, like some MP5s, a lot of times, bolts will be switched out. Well, that's where the money's at. If it's got genuine HK parts, there's some money to be had there. I'm trying to catch up, guys. I don't want to miss anything here. Yeah, demonstration models. That's exactly right, Danny. So apparently Danny's got some experience with this as well. A demonstration model, you're going to need to get a law letter. And the law letter is basically from it depends on where you live. Almost everybody has a sheriff. Sheriff is like the supreme law of the land in that county or jurisdiction, if you will. They have to, or it can be an agent, it can be a city agency or something, but basically they have to give a letter stating that they would like a demonstration of this. They have this many officers, and that they want to review let's say FNP 90 for possible use. That allows, with that letter, the dealer to be able to purchase that post sample. You're limited to 2 and only 2 of the exact same model. So you've got an HK MP5, you can have 2 of them. Well, what kind? Is it a Navy? Okay, we can have 2 of those. Is it a K? You can have 2 of those. So you can have doubles of everything.
Why can you have doubles now?
They just allow 2 as a maximum of the same exact platform.
Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah. I'm going to share something else too. If I don't know if this is this way across the country, but I do know that if you're looking to get your FFL SOT, now is a really good time to do it, because my understanding is a lot of people aren't doing inspections right now because of COVID. So it's all just paperwork. So no home inspection or business inspection, if you will. They did crack down on a lot of that. A lot of people just running FFL SOTs out of their house because they knew that they were doing it for other reasons, just to have machine guns or increase their portfolio, if you will. But yeah, they're not doing inspections right now, at least in North Carolina.
So if you thought about getting your FFL, you still need an SOT in order to basically receive suppressors, right?
NFA items, anything that's controlled under the National Firearms Act. So that's going to be machine guns, sears, suppressors. Now, you can circumvent all of that by doing a Form 1 and make your own and do the kit. And you can do that as an individual, or you can do a trust if you like. There's pros and cons to both.
No, but
it's kind of weird. We've really never been in depth this much on this stuff. It's pretty cool.
But like for YouTube, like say you're a YouTube content creator and you got a buddy, or you don't have a buddy, but you have a company that wants to send you a rifle. So instead of having to go through, say, Assurance Arms, where they send it to you so you can demo the rifle, pistol, whatever.
They can send it to the FFL address.
Yeah, if you have an FFL, you don't need an SOT for them to do.
No. SOT is not necessary. Most of your gun stores, gun shops are not going to have SOTs. Okay, so the first step, the very first step, is you have to have a corporation, an entity, a business, if you will. Okay, you have to have that first. Once you have that, well,
Chunky.
they're going to ask for that. They're going to want to know the company name, everything else. Then you've got responsible parties. How many people are going to be a responsible party on this FFL? So you can have multiple responsible parties, but each one is going to have to go through the entire fingerprint photograph process. Let's say it's a partnership or something like that, or you've got multiple owners in a business. That way, they're all legal to have those items, for demonstration or whatever.
So you didn't answer the question though. So if I got an FFL for the house for YouTube reasons, meaning demoing firearms, I don't need an SOT in order to do that.
No, I did answer that. No, you don't need an SOT.
Oh, you did answer. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as you're not messing with NFA items, you are good to go. Pistols, rifles, shotguns. You're good to go.
All right. Very cool. How are the catfish going, Abigail? And we got to give a little love to Chunky 841. He's crying from California. I feel your pain. I'm actually in California right this second. And no, we can't have suppressors here, so totally understand what you're saying.
Eagle Eye Shooting. I was told by my inspector, when they do an inspection and see your A&D books, don't justify the class FFL. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying now. If it doesn't justify the classification. So, yeah, if you file as a manufacturer, but you're not manufacturing anything, they can definitely get you on that or ding you on that.
Okay.
Are you truly manufacturing,
So is that what the SOT is basically for, though? For it's a manufacturing thing.
No. You can manufacture guns with an FFL, but the SOT, if you want to make machine gun sears, if you want to make suppressors, anything that's an NFA item, National Firearms Act, anything that's controlled like that, not a firearm, but a suppressor, a machine gun, an SBR, anything like
SBR, yeah.
that, you're gonna want an SOT.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna say want, you're gonna need it.
Yeah.
So if someone orders, an R squared K9 and they just send me their FFL, I'll say I need your SOT. If they don't send me the SOT, they're not getting one. Not happening. And if you do go that route, guys, you have to be diligent with your paperwork. Your A&D logbooks have to be perfect. I keep everything backed up, not only in an A&D logbook but also on a program that I can easily, rather than fishing through a logbook. If you're dealing with hundreds and hundreds of suppressors, it's a whole lot easier to type in a serial number or whatever and find it than going through pages and pages of books on when you made it or anything like that.
Chunky, to answer your question, actually, I was quite a slacker, to be honest with you. I'm hoping he shows up. His name is Hitting Steel California or WTF SoCal. And these guys are, they should be well familiar with putting an AR together to help you on some of the issues that you're having. I know Kenny, he's out in Arizona. I don't know how far away you are or where you live in California, but that might be something that he could. He is a gun. He basically owns his own. He builds rifles, so maybe he has an FFL. Maybe just send it to him and let him fix it for you.
Yeah. So there's two good questions on here. So Abigail says, if I'm building AR-15s and AR-10s and only selling in the lower 48, what exact license would I need? You're going to need an FFL manufacturing license. And remember to put a lot of money away because you're going to have to pay excise taxes if you are making guns. And that's going to hit you pretty hard. As far as the ITAR, if you're just doing the lower 48, you should be fine. But yeah, making guns is not as attractive as people think. It can be, if you hit on the right thing. But if you're just making AR-10s and AR-15s, unless you've got something unique and innovative, you're going to lose a lot of that under the excise. And then another one on here. Yes, you absolutely could, Charles. If you have a business where you rely on FFLs to be able to coat firearms and all that, regular standard FFL will do just fine.
There's some good questions and comments in here for
so
sure.
Danny Devine must be an FFL SOT or work at one because he's spot on with all of his answers and everything. But the software has to be officially sanctioned, and a good way to do that is find out if a large manufacturer of firearms is using that. Look at the reviews and everything else. There's a ton of them out there, but it has to be sanctioned as far as updates and everything else. Joaquin, you have to keep your logbooks indefinitely. It pretty much is a good way of being. I do not do anything with the 4473s. I don't sell to the public, period. I only deal with other dealers, and no 4473s ever. Not a one.
There you go.
Mine's a unique situation because it's manufacturing, so it's where I'm not dealing customer facing. It's going to be dealer sales. Brian Duchesne, that's a great question. Is there a market for used suppressors? I can't say that there is. You don't really see them come up for sale. I've seen a handful come up for sale, but a used suppressor, you're still gonna have to pay the $200 tax stamp. I mean, yeah, it's like
I'll have a Thunder Beast 22 takedown for sale when the second one comes in, maybe.
Oh, I hear you.
That could be
Hey, Danny,
shit
cheers.
20 years from now.
Okay, so Abigail, you have to have your FFL. As soon as you get your FFL in hand, you can apply for your SOT. And Danny, if I misspeak on anything, definitely correct me because you definitely know your way around the processes as well. But I think most of my answers are pretty spot on. Once you get your FFL, you can apply for your SOT. FFL is going to take you about a month to get approval as long as you don't forget anything. There's some tricky questions on an FFL application. As long as you read all the fine print, you're good. Just remember the ones that you check yes and no, yes and no. If you answer yes to any question, you have to attach a letter or why you answered yes on it. It's probably the most overlooked thing that gets missed on an FFL. As far as that, once you get your FFL in, let's say, a month, and you get your FFL number, then you can apply for your SOT.
Charles is talking about 60 to 70,000 jump. You should see a wider nodes. I don't know. Good info. Yeah, Abigail says she's going to be.
That's actually how I got this one. I've actually won 4 of these at matches, and it's just with Thunder Beast. And so basically, I pick it up, I call up there, talk to Zach or Ray, and say, hey, I want to redeem this, and Form 3 is done in a day or 2, and I'll have it in about 4 days.
Do you need a storefront?
Okay. I'm going to be careful how I answer this, but no, you don't, even though everyone says you do. You don't need one. If you know how to do one, just make sure if you're going to try to do this at your house or something like that, you need to make sure that your zoning's good. All of the copies of the FFL have to be sent to your CLEO, which would be your chief law enforcement officer. It's pretty much the same packet with less some personal information.
TV's got his coming in. He's got his papers, should be coming in the mail any day now. Awesome, man. TV. Awesome. Rick, are you guys burning up there? We got a ton of fires up north of us. One south of us. California's on fire, man. The whole damn state, basically.
Yep, Eagle's Eye's spot on about the renewal on that. Regardless, you got to pay that every year. FFL, you don't. It's going to last longer.
Yeah, Abigail's going to run an internet storefront only. Yeah, that's cool, TB, man. Awesome.
Yeah, just remember, this is a rough time. If you're wanting to get into it for a business, this would be a rough time because it's getting it. Getting any parts, pieces, components, anything you want. I mean, there's nothing out there.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. We got 42 people watching and half as many thumbs up. So if you guys get a chance, hit the thumbs up button. Show some love to the hell. It's been every night lately. We've been rocking it. Even did 2 yesterday.
Still can't get over how big that is. Look at the size of that thing.
Look at the size of that suppressor, Lottie. It's got its own solar system.
That's it.
Yeah, Abigail dreams of owning her own gun company. That's cool.
Nice.
Hurry up and get it going, Abigail. No better time than the present. Levi, what's up? Who put the thumbs down?
Somebody that doesn't like me. You got to quit having me on, Rick. I got a lot of haters.
Nah, thumbs downs don't hurt. Competing with online sellers is tough, i.e. gun broker. Yeah, Pontius Pilate. Building ARS honestly isn't worth it anymore to try to turn a profit. The market has been flooded with AR stuff.
Yep. I agree.
You ain't right. Bolt guns, where it's at, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I think, not that it hasn't taken off, but I see the 22 long rifle PRS, especially for kids, new shooters. Like, that can be a sport that just never goes away if done right. Especially since they got the extra long now, where you're really shooting out to some crazy distances with a 22 long rifle. Yeah. Like, that's cool as hell. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I think the limiting factor on that, though, and this, I appreciate that, Levi. I think the limiting factor on that, and it's got me a little, I mean, I guess it's anywhere, but how are you going to compete against guys that are buying $10,000 worth of the same lot of tuned ammunition for their 22? How are you going to compete with that?
Train more. I don't know.
Yeah, you can train more, but if you don't know where that bullet's going because it's not loaded to the same, consistency, and you're paying $17 for a box of 50 freaking rounds. Yeah, that's insane for 22.
Charles Tippy says hashtag thumbs down, still a dick. I like that. I might have to borrow that one. That's funny. No, but if you were to classify people like you do with pretty much every other shooting sport, you could really have a good. I mean, not that they don't already, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of availability of people being able to shoot and practice, because not everybody can shoot out to 800 yards, 1,000 yards, 14, 16, 21. But most people can find a range maybe with 100 or 200 yards, so they can actually get out and practice for a competition, where most people that are going to shoot that kind of stuff are the minority and don't have the availability of finding a place that you can shoot out that far to even practice or train. Look at this. Charles says they're going to be shooting out to 550 yards with 22. So, yeah, so the NRL 22X, so it's extra long distance, basically. That's going to be awesome. And if you got your shit dialed in, I don't know how big the targets are going to be, but that's more fun, I think, than even the normal PRS stuff, because you are really freaking that tiny little ass bullet trying to get over there fighting that wind. It's like that train that just the little train, the little engine that could kind of deal, It's like that bullet.
Yeah, so Otter makes a really good comment. He goes, "There's nothing out there. Try being over here." I can imagine. You know, we're really fortunate here in the United States, at least now anyway. Hopefully it'll stay that way. But, you know, imagine if you were in Iceland or, you know, someplace like that where there really isn't anything. I mean,
That's where Otter's at.
exact. That's why I said that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so crazy. Iceland doesn't even have a zip code. When I tried figuring out how to get his shit over to him,
Yeah.
I was typing in the thing and it's like, nope, it's all, you need to add a zip code. And I'm like, there is no zip code. I'm going to Iceland, damn it.
Yeah. Charles Tiffy, you're absolutely right. You can't compete. That, you know, Rick told you about this story, but those guys had, I think, what was it, 5 voodoo actions and a Rimex out there, and their guns were
incredible.
going to Lapua. I mean, all of them, and they're all shooting Ely 10X. It's you can't because I know I've got Ely 10X. I got a lot of it on a deal one time when I bought the shoots, and it shoots lights out, but you know, I didn't have to pay $17 a box. And, you know, if you're doing that, you can't compete with it. You can be a great shooter, but unless you're doing the same thing, it's like going to a match with a rifle that's only capable of 5 minutes of angle. You know,
this sucks. This I didn't want to read because that sucks. If there is no classes, then the poor guy that's showing up with the RPR and the normal, just wanting to have 1022. Fun. Yeah, just wanting to have fun and learn the whole game is really at a loss. So that sucks. At least in PRS, there's at least production, and you can kind of separate them a little bit. So that's unfortunate, actually. So that means I got to get a voodoo action. Dun dun
oh,
dun.
My goodness, $2,000 for barreled action. That's before you put a chassis on it.
I know. A man's got to know his limitations, Ray.
Yeah, I'm not going to go down that road.
Yeah. What day is today? Tuesday, September 8th. Everybody remember that. September 8th, 2020. All I got to say is Ray wasn't going to shoot PRS either.
Hold on just a second. No, come here. No, I've got the camera on.
Oh, Ray. So hopefully we can get him talked into some...
Well, that was because of a bad experience I had with some PRS shooters. That's all.
I know, but you know what? There's probably a scope. Say you win a couple scopes at the next competition or something, and you're like, you know what? If I just sold these scopes, I could get exactly what I need. Then the rifle didn't even really cost that much, and then I would have a 22 long rifle PRS gun, and I really didn't have to pay that much because I already had this stuff laying around. Shazam! Boom! Guess what? Don't be shaking your head, old man.
It doesn't intrigue me.
It's the same thing as PRS, but shooting little fart darts at it.
But I can't reload 22.
You don't need to reload 22.
You got guys showing up with aluminum boxes holding their ammunition and pretty little things that are all segregated, and it's like, good gracious.
That wasn't cool.
Let's see, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100.
That was a sponsored shooter. You as a non-sponsored shooter could go out and kick half their butts anyway, so you could probably own a... You know what? I'll buy you the metal box. You just fill it up with ammo.
Deal.
And I know they're expensive too. But if I can keep you from whining like a little bitch, and you go out and shoot with me, then that's all good.
Okay, so this is the thing. How many freaking disciplines can you shoot before you just don't have enough hours in the day?
I don't know. How many days in the week can a man shoot, or a woman? 7 days a week.
Yeah, Monday, but it's just like I've always said, it doesn't matter what it is. You know, even if you were a porn star, everything gets old after a while. Everything. You know, you might say, well, heck no, it wouldn't. Oh, it would. It would get old after a while.
3-gun or USPSA or all the different things, And then you're like, you know what? Bolt gun month sounds good. All right, bam.
Yes, and that's what I do to keep it interesting. I'll jump around from discipline to discipline to discipline.
Jump around. Yeah.
Jump up.
Jump around. You got to do something to keep it. No, I
You got to mix it up.
wouldn't want to. Yeah, you definitely got to mix it up for sure. Let's see. There are guys reloading rimfires. Danny Devine says.
It's way too much time with
I have to. Yeah. Let's see. The only reason I'm shooting the NLR 22X match, it's a random draw for the prize table, hoping I can get lucky and win a Bagara E14. That would be freaking badass, bro.
Danny's been pretty sharp on this tonight, man. Eating up lobster and it starts to taste like soap.
No shit. Hey, just so you guys know, I bought this ticket a long time ago. I don't know if Ray remembers or not. It was me and Sam. So the gun raffle. So I bought this. I don't even remember when I bought it. So I'm waiting for December 15th. It's finally getting close. It was like 3 for $20 or something, right?
Yeah, it was at a gun show.
Yeah, it was at a gun show. And
they done spent your money.
I've kept this as long as I win. So what you win is it's a 6.5 Creedmoor rifle with the Vortex Razor scope on it. It was a nice setup. It was right before I bought the Tika. But I've been holding on to these, hoping. Who knows? We'll see what happens. And the money went to a good cause. Gunny Claus is what it says. So wish me luck. On December 15th, cross your fingers. Cross your fingers. I don't know why they're still in my wallet.
I think they were counting on the fact it was so far away that people would lose their tickets.
That means as long as they keep calling until they find someone with the ticket, I even got a better chance of winning. Oh, if you're reloading your own 22, they'll DQ you. Wow. That's good to know. Not that I'd ever reload 22, but that's pretty badass. Let's see. Ray, it takes all I have to prepare for PRS and NRL 22 matches.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I think you're right. This is probably the best comment of the night right here. Danny Devine says.
Yeah, everything in life gets old.
Yep. Ray, did you shoot an ELR match?
No. ELR would be beyond. How many, what are they saying? 1,500 yards? I've never done that.
Hey, are you shooting the 22 long rifle match? That PRS match?
This weekend, no.
Oh, really?
No, man. If I'm not going to go in with somewhat of a chance to do, to finish pretty high, I'm not going to do it. And I'm not prepared for that. I have no dope. I've switched scopes on that stupid CZ and the RPR 50 billion times, it seems like, going back and forth between different scopes.
Man, go borrow Tony. Man, if I was so I'd shoot that.
I'm busy with that diesel generator.
Even knowing I'd get my ass kicked, I'd still go shoot it just to pull the trigger.
Hey, are you on your phone or are you on the computer?
Computer. Show
them that slow-mo video. They might get a kick out of that. This is what we've been doing.
Not me.
And no. Me over here.
Oh, I forgot it was a group one.
This was just a few short hours ago.
All right, hold on. Let's see if I can make it bigger. All right. Hold on. Let me switch.
You guys might enjoy this. Dang, it looks like a porno.
That is a day that sucks right there.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what's going on. got a generator, and because I'm so far out in the middle of absolutely no freaking where, I went with diesel, just straight out diesel. There's no natural gas here or anything else. So yeah, I'm getting something that'll power the entire house, and we're getting all the hard lines put in and everything else. And anyway, we had to get this bung out of this 500-gallon tank, and we knew the fuel was still good, but we had a catch basin. It was good. I recorded that, by the way. I was busy.
Yeah, you're the smart one. You're back always with a camera. Levi says diesel, yum.
Yeah, I was like, I know how this is going to end.
Is that Cardi's WAP? Oh, hell no. Wasting all that Kool-Aid. That's all, I think, wasn't that all the water at the bottom anyways?
Yeah, there was actually some water at the bottom of this tank. So, you know, typically if you have like fuel oil or diesel or anything like that, you know, the water is going to settle at the bottom. And we figured there was some at the bottom of this tank. And so it was nothing but water. We got 4 gallons of water out of 300 gallons. So,
yeah. Does that tank feed from the direct bottom, or does it kind of come up a ways where it comes out?
it comes up a little bit. So, I mean, there's going to be inline filters, so we're not pulling sediment out or anything.
Nice. Yeah, that'll be nice to be able to turn the lights on and keep them running for a while. Nasty though. Ain't nobody like playing in diesel like that. Nothing like a diesel bath to really wake your day up.
Yeah, no, I kid you not. When I say 4 gallons of water, it looked like straight out of the tap. It was crystal clear. And then we just had to get that out so we could put a drain on it. And then we just put it on slow drain, like really, really slow. And we filled up 4 gallons completely clear. And then we got to straight fluid, to straight diesel.
Yeah. Yeah, Abigail's set on getting some guns built, starting her own business, so that's pretty cool. Congratulations, Abigail. Not a bad.
Not bad. Dumping 15 gallons of water out of a locomotive fuel tank. See, that diesel's just, they don't care.
It would have been nice though if you would have drained it and put like a quarter cock turn on it or something, so you could basically, instead of having to undo that big cap, you can drain the water out.
Yeah, but we had to replace it anyway because that's going to be the pickup, because we're going to go gravity fed on it. And Maciv, yes, the 22 PRS match is this weekend on the 11th. The guy that's putting it on is the 22. I think he's either the NRL champion or something like that. He is putting it on. They've done everything from rooftops to all kind of features out there, and so he's going to be running it. So it might be worth going to. I really can't make the time for it this weekend, especially since we finally got confirmation that Rick and I will be able to shoot the CD match.
Did you get confirmation?
Oh, I got confirmation. All we got to do is go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Start doing some walk, do some hiking.
Shit, I will leave right now when I have 3 days left. I keep telling my chief, I'm like,
see, this is a team match. I'm wondering if we'll come back friends or not.
Probably not.
Yeah, we will. You know, I don't take it seriously.
Hashtag raise a cranky pants.
I'm not a cranky pants. What's up, D Young? Good to hear from you. Get her
D
done.
Young out there. What's going on? I got I don't know if I got the email yet, Chunky, but I did comment okay. I'll check it out after. What is a CD match? Oh, I don't know if you want to know about this.
Okay, so Otter, there is the owner of one of the owners of Thunder Beast Suppressors, Zach, owns Competition Dynamics. They call them CD, and they do a bunch of different matches throughout the year out in the western part of the country. They'll be like in Douglas, Wyoming, Logan, New Mexico. They do the Sniper Adventure Challenge, but they all have different formats. the SAC, the Sniper Adventure Challenge, is one of the hardest events you can participate in. Shooting's only 20% of it. The rest of it's like orienteering and you name it. But they do a team match called a Team Steel Safari. Then they do the same match called the Steel Safari, which is an individual. And then they also do the Burris Extreme. That is a tough match. I've shot in that. That is no joke. You better be in shape for that match.
Yep, this is what's going to happen right here. Hashtag Ray kicks Rick to the curb.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I tell you what,
Rick's come a long way. So he'll have a good time shooting a format like this. He'll have a different appreciation of things, especially when it comes to trying to find targets.
We're finding targets. I don't see
but competition dynamics really runs the most well-oiled match you'll ever run. I mean, everything is down to the timeline that they give you when you get there. There's none of this waiting around, none of this. I think the biggest delay I've ever had at any of their matches was when some cows got them to the firing range, and they just they hopped on some motorcycles, chased them off the impact area, and that was it. And that was like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, though. Especially where the shooting's going to be taking place out in the middle of the beautiful. Let's see. Buy you a bus ticket at least. I don't know. We'll see. Rick will.
Yeah, we got to figure out. Do you want to shoot the bolt gun or you want to shoot a gas gun? What do you want to do? I'll let you make that call because I've done it before a couple times.
I'll do the gas gun even though I shoot a bolt gun better. And the reason why is I'll get options of shooting again. I don't know. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. And so this is not just the long gun match. It's a team match. You have primary and secondary. Primary must shoot a bolt gun. Actually, it doesn't have to be a bolt gun. It can be a gas gun for primary, but the caliber has to be larger than, I think it has to be like larger than the 308.
Damn.
Or its equivalent. The secondary must shoot a 5.56 or 308. He has no choice. 9mm pistols or larger. And there's a lot of cool stuff they do as far as teamwork with your partner. It's not so clear cut. You'll do a night shoot. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've been waiting for months and months, and now it's getting closer, and I want to make sure I do halfway decent, so I'm going to have to start training up again. Actually, when I get back, I'm going
to be gone.
Yeah, you're going to be gone. Me and Matt are going to have to go do some practicing.
Yeah, I'll be gone every week.
Then I fly back to work on the 27th through the 5th. And then we have that match in, there's 1 week of practice before that we could pull off too. So, no, I don't know. We can talk about it later. We need to figure out, be smart, and which way we'll get the most points, but for us as a team. But it'll be fun for sure.
You always just go and have fun. That's all.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go ahead and get a set of those SIG kilos. As much as I hate to say it. SIG.
Oh, did you try them? The 3000s?
Yeah.
Guys here at the gun range are jerks. They don't give you the time of day or speak to you. I appreciate that, Joaquin.
Yeah, thanks, Joaquin. I said, you gotta know if you do watch my channel, I mean, that's what it's all about, is trying to share information.
Yeah.
Don't make the same mistakes I made.
Yeah, C6 squads out there. See what's going on. You need to make the Heat Stroke PRS match next year in Oklahoma. We shoot from a chopper and all kinds of stuff at that match. Sign me up. I'm going.
Yeah, Charles, the match that
I've
I'm going
seen
to
that.
Memorial 3-gun, they have what they call a little bird stage, and you shoot out of a chopper. But yeah, I've seen video of that. Rick, I think you're watching that over here.
Yeah, I don't know if it was there or what, but I have seen video of it. It's pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
Hell, anything where you get to shoot, and if you get to shoot out of a helicopter, that's just even cooler. Sign me up. I'd hate to pay for that fuel bill, though. Whew.
Oh, they're getting it in entry fees.
Good night, Pontius Pot. Yeah, that's the one thing bad about PRS is the entry fees are phenomenal. I don't know what a one-day one is, but man, some of those 2-day ones are damn expensive. $500 for the team match.
Team match is not cheap.
No. Ray, get your Vortex Furies better warranty. They will range 5,000, Charles says. Vortex Fury.
Hey, Charles, will the Vortex link up with the Applied Ballistics? Because I think the Vortex is just a binocular, right? I could be wrong, but I think so.
Yeah, they want something that links to the Kestrel stuff.
Yeah, because you got to remember, this PRS stuff is new to me. And the type of matches that I do, it linking up with the, even though I've got the Wilcox, there are times where the binos are better and you don't want to be looking through the scope to find targets.
Yeah, good point. $285 for the heat stroke. What did he say? Was that in Oklahoma?
Yeah, so Maciv says no Kestrel support. Yeah, Oklahoma.
Oh, they're just binos, Charles says.
Drew Bradley, I've actually sent a couple scopes in, some Razor HD, the 4.5 to 27s. Oh, sorry. He's asking about the Loophole.
Yeah.
Loophole is not bad either. I've had to do that on multiple occasions. I'd like for you to comment on what's going on with your Loophole, because the last 2 high-end Loopholes that I had, when you went from minimum power to maximum power, right before you got to max power, the reticle would actually shift. And it did it just like that, just like it did with my hand. It would just like that. And it was changing the point of impact. And the Loophole rep at the match was like, yeah, that's not normal. I said, that's 2 of them. I had a Mark 8 and a Mark 4 do that to me. But anyway, the process was pretty simple. Call in. They got a lifetime warranty. And they'll ask you what's going on and get an RA and send it in.
That was during a match that happened to you?
Yeah, we actually had that problem at the Bushnell. No. What match was that? Is it Bushnell or Burris? It was the Bushnell. The Bushnell Elite Sniper. That's what happened to that Loophole Mark IV.
You've had a lot of bad luck, too, because you had that spur mount that broke during that one competition as well.
Well, I use my equipment. I try to be as easy as I can on it, but on some of these matches, I mean, you do what you got to do. But yeah, I've had 2 spur mounts break, which they won't break again. I'll fix that. And then I've had problems with Schmidt scopes. I've had problems with Loophole. Knock on wood.
You do a lot of shooting.
I've never had a problem with a Vortex scope or a Night Force scope.
I like it.
The only problem ever with a Night Force was I had Digiloom where I couldn't turn it off. And that's not the end of the world. You just unscrew the battery cap. That was it. And then screw it back on.
Bring an extra one. Good company.
Well, I mean, they were fixing a problem because the old Night Forces, all of them, you had a pull cap to turn it on, but you couldn't adjust the rheostat. You had to unscrew it, reach in there with one of those little eyeglass screwdrivers and adjust the intensity on the rheostat. It's not something you would do quickly.
Yeah, that's how you turned up the brightness on those?
Yes, the old ones.
Wow.
So they came up with Digiloom where it was a push button on the left side where the gold logo was, and you could push it, you could change colors, you could make it brighter and darker, but it wouldn't turn off. You could not get it to turn off. It's the only problem I've ever had with a Night Force. Ever.
I have one of those on a Burris. Is it Burris? And you can never get it to work right. The button just drives me nuts. I don't know if it's a Burris though.
Yeah, I do have the Burris XTR3 coming. The guys from Burris reached out to me today and told me that it was delayed in getting shipped. It won't happen again. So they're going to send me those. I'm going to try that out, and we've got some other talks going. I don't know yet. We'll see. Since we've got them on here, okay, so Charles and Ramsey Country, you guys do a lot of PRS shooting. Is it just me, or is it that you actually do see a lot of Burris scopes in PRS matches? We'll wait for them.
Yeah, the zero compromise I've only seen on the online. Basically, I haven't looked through one, and I have not shot through one as well.
Yeah, so Drew Bradley actually answered that and said he was getting ready to say there's something inside that's making it stick or jump. So that is common then. No, it is not common, and it should not be happening.
It was being I also thought it was being too far elevated out of range adjustment. You know anything about the Arkin or the zero compromise scopes, Ray?
Arkin, I know that Eagle Eye Precision, he is a dealer for them. He says they're good scopes, but their customer service is non-existent. I've heard a lot of good things about zero compromise. I've never used one. Yeah, so Charles, that's what I was kind of wondering, because I've seen a lot of really good shooters shooting those Burris XTR2s, and Rick will start shaking his head even before we get to that. He hates that XTR2. I will say that it is cloudy on the top end compared to, like the Vortex Razor or the Night Force. And I know that the XTR3 is supposed to be assembled in the United States, in Colorado, and the glass comes from Japan. Whereas the XTR2s were Philippines. But now I was just wondering because I'm not wanting to get the cart in front of the horse, but if everything works out with the Burris, I might be shooting for them. But if you are shooting for them, you cannot use any other optic ever.
Eagle Eye says they take forever to ship too. Yeah, these must be good then. The zero comp is only second to the tangent today.
Yeah, the thing is the tangent thetas. I don't know. Are you getting that much more, Charles, than you're getting with, let's say, the ATAC Rs? I mean, is the glass better? Is the tracking better? Is it reticle choices? I'm interested to hear this because I played around with a lot of the tangents, but never touched the zero.
I want to know what Charles uses for a reticle for PRS stuff. Does he get crazy with like a trimmer 3, or does he go with something?
No. PRS are usually open reticles. If you look at Leica's PRS scope, that was specifically designed for PRS, and it's not a Christmas tree reticle. You want a cleaner reticle to be able to see your impacts.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking, that all that stuff's in the way. But it is nice to have some stuff in there as well for wind. Yeah. There's a lot of guys are sporting the high-end Bushnells. I've noticed more and more of them.
Yeah.
Vortex Cobra. COVID killed any option for me ever trying out an Arkin. Clamps too tight cause the issue? Question mark. 5,000 rubber gasket crimped in between mount clamps and the scope body tubes. What the hell? I have
I mean, 5 thou is nothing, but why would you do that? Is that just to keep it from slipping? You know, because if you're using the recommended torque, you really shouldn't see it, or use, you know, rosin or something like that. But I don't know.
PK marking glass, it comes down to a status symbol, in my opinion.
See, that's it, Charles. That's kind of what I was thinking. You know, um, if there were a huge difference in the glass, or you know, had better tracking or something, but I don't see the big difference in the prices there.
Are you talking about the?
I was basically asking them about the difference between the ATAC Rs and then stepping up to something that costs what a tangent cost, or some of the other optics. I mean, you're going from a mid $3,000 scope to a $5,000 scope, and tangent thetas. I hear so many people talk about them. I almost picked up two, and was going to compete with those a couple of years ago, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't justify the difference in price.
Yeah.
How about
your thoughts on single stage versus two stage triggers for precision rifles? Me and Matt were having a conversation, and not that you can't get used to it, but I did go from a two stage to a single stage, and I don't know. I really kind of I think I'm more used to the two stage, but I wonder what all the like Ramsey Country and Charles Tiffy use, and what are you guys using for triggers? And is it single stage or two?
Oh, look who just came in the house.
Ramsey +5 out there. Hey, +5. I don't know if he's still here. Let me see if he is. Mackey's here. I didn't see him. I am looking for Monkey. Let's see, where's he at? There he is, Chunky841. So Chunky841 is new to the AR game, and he's got a couple questions. Needs a little help with the 308 and AR-10. Maybe we can get us all hooked up, and you could help him out a little bit. What are your thoughts on that? Trying to help him out. Let me know below, or call me later. Single stage only for me. I run mostly Trigger Tech diamonds. Okay. So single stage. I'm running Athlon, Cronus, and PRS with the APRS1 reticle. And Gen 2 Razor. I'm going to back up with the mill reticle. EAR. I'm going to have to write that down.
Yeah, I'm more partial to two-stage triggers. I don't know, that it's just it gives me a point where I know that I'm touching it, I'm hitting that wall, and then I've got the break. I'll shoot both. It really doesn't matter. But if you gave me a choice and you said, do you want a Trigger Tech Diamond single stage, or do you want the new Trigger Tech Diamond two stage, I will go with the two stage every day, twice on Sunday.
See, and that was my thoughts when we put that new rifle together and we threw in that trigger. You can get used to whatever, but it is always nice to be able to rest your finger on the trigger without, because they're lighter triggers, but kind of get your pad where you want it, and then kind of not have to worry about it breaking the shot until you're ready to fire the shot.
Yeah, 6 ounces, that's pretty light.
And having to be like, not even on it, even looking at it, because and I don't run a light trigger at all. I would rather miss and be safe than AD it. Let's see, single stage Trigger Tech, flat shoe set. Whew. Yeah, that's light. I bet you most of those guys are running in PRS. They're running a single stage trigger.
Yeah, probably so, if I had to guess.
Huh. Well, it's been an hour and 34 minutes. You got a last little topic or anything you want to talk about? Maybe a haircut? I don't know.
No, it's time to get long again.
Jeez. You should have just kept it growing. Just get it all shagged out.
Handle it, man. It was too much.
Oh, he says the 2-stage felt spongy. Charles did.
Spongy, huh? That would describe an AI trigger completely.
Yeah, that is a spongy trigger.
But I like it.
That's almost like shooting a bullpup trigger. It's so bad.
It's not that bad.
Just kidding. Single or double, it's just a matter of knowing your pull.
Yep.
Yep. True. Robert
I need to
Robert says you look good with a mullet. He's got a front mullet, side mullet. He's got top mullet, back mullet. Hashtag Shaggy Ray.
Shaggy Ray.
Oh man, Shaggy Ray. Sounds like a
What time
rap,
is it anyway?
top rapper or something. It's late. It's time for bed. Well, it depends where you're at. It's 10 o'clock here, so it's 11, 12, 1.
It's morning. I can get up in a couple hours.
Yeah.
Might as well stay up with the Bears.
Stay up with the Bears. You're on Bear Patrol tonight. Most of the stuff is here now, waiting on small things to finalize it. Levi, what did Levi say? Oh yeah, +5. I was telling him about that pre-order thing and the 10 that you got, and I don't know. Just let me know when you want to let the cat out of the bag so these guys can start ordering shit. Ugh. 12 o'clock in Missouri, midnight here, Charles says. All right. Oh, 117 in North Khaki, TB says. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, have a wonderful, safe night. Stay safe. Check your smoke alarms. Check your fire extinguishers.
And kiss your family goodnight.
Kiss your family goodnight. Other than that, see you on the next one. Stay safe.
Have a good one.